Tonight on the NXT After Show, we're going to be covering not only the TakeOver Back to Brooklyn special, but the two matches that were recorded before then, which aired tonight. So we're doing all of NXT's action in Brooklyn, so stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We go hard. Dang it. I was wrong. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Today, we're going to be talking about NXT's Back to Brooklyn and the two matches that preceded it, recorded for television, that aired today. I am one of your hosts, the internet's Mark B. Donica, and you can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica, joined as always by the rest of the NXT team. We were some wayward folks this weekend.
We were busy.
Hobo was pretty busy.
We had stuff to do.
Yeah.
I was at ROH. Bill was at Evolve, and, the SummerSlam, and the Back to Brooklyn, and you were here.
I was.
You were here. Did you have a good time?
As good of a time as I can while my friends are having good wrestling
Mark
fun.
Probably had the best time of all of us because he got like good night's sleep and.
Right. You didn't stay in a room with a bunch of other guys just to feel what we feel?
I mean, I could have.
But you were feeling other guys?
I was.
Nice.
I'm a professional wrestler. I get paid to touch men.
Craigslist is a hell of a thing. Hobo, where can the folks find you on Twitter?
At True Hobo for more man-touching action.
Hobo. And Mr. Bill Hanstock.
Hi, I'm Bill. You can find me on Twitter at Sunday Motel.
And Bill, you were lucky enough to attend NXT TakeOver.
Extremely lucky. Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
So we're gonna be
bless up. I'm way up. I feel blessed.
So a lot of stuff has happened since. We're going to be talking about everything in between. But first, we're going to go over the NXT TakeOver card because that's what happened first in the timeline. We're sticking to the strict NXT timeline.
We're not slidersing this.
No slidering.
We're not even sliding doors it.
No.
I want a tiny hamburger.
Ooh, I got free sliders at SummerSlam.
From whom?
Pretty awesome. We were in a.
Were you in the press box?
No, we were in a suite.
Oh, okay.
Too sweet.
Yeah, too sweet.
Too sweet.
Woo! There were two sweet sliders for SummerSlam. The first match,
quite savory.
The first match of the night was Austin Aries versus No Way Jose in a grudge match.
So good.
We started out with a conga line. How bad could this have? How bad could it get? Everybody was super into it from the moment that No Way Jose showed up.
As cool as No Way Jose can be.
No Jose.
No, that's what they call me when I start the conga line. I'm No Ho Way. As cool as he can be a hot customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the anger. The rage.
That's what you've talked previously about how a guy who's fun loving like this, he has to turn that key and show that other side. How did you feel he succeeded in that?
Honestly, I think he more than succeeded. He brought it to Austin Aries. He took Austin Aries to the absolute limit. The greatest man who ever lived is now having to really find another gear to beat a guy who's as fun-loving and dancy as anybody could be.
Mm-hmm. Bill, what did you think about Austin Aries just trying to... Essentially, he spent most of the match trying to keep Jose at bay.
This match just ruled all the way around. No Way Jose is like the real deal. He's the real deal Jose.
Yes way, Jose.
He warmed everyone's hearts with a Cool Island song.
Yeah, I think if there were any doubters of No Way Jose, this match
so good.
Just totally set him up.
The best opener, the two matches we saw tonight. The two matches that we saw tonight were good openers, but this was the best possible opener to the main card.
Yeah.
It was so good. It hit all the notes. It had a cool entrance, with No Way Jose's.
Where did that conga line come from?
Right
On
in front of me.
television, it seems to just apparate.
Yeah, we were in the second row, and they just lined up right outside the barricade with us, and they popped open the gate, and they all went in. Then they went right out. And
just like a running of the bull.
Yeah.
Once I saw 3 or 4 people, I was like, wow, we already have crowd getting in, but wait, no, he's into it. Okay, this is a thing. Awesome. Okay, awesome. It took me a second to realize
they're rushing
Jose. So this legion of Austin Aries fans. Austin Aries ends up picking up the win, a very hard-fought victory in a very fun match. But we have Hideo Itami comes out and starts beating up on Austin Aries seemingly for no reason.
Austin tries to get rid of him. Tries
Seeming-
to take
But
his
just like,
ring
hey.
back after
man,
attaining
He
a
looks
victory.
pretty unhappy to see him,
A little bit.
seemingly for no reason.
He had sockless loafers. I believe that's the reason.
Too cool for socks.
Who does that?
Well,
really?
loafers
No, he had
are
Tabi
pretty-
socks. Like little Tabi like
show-
they have in Japan.
show
Yeah.
socks.
I didn't see them. And
Well,
if I
that's-
didn't see them, they don't exist.
I liked that
Fair
his loafers were salmon colored.
Yes.
They were very nice.
They were very fitting to his outfit.
So good. The
It's so
capris.
that when you kick a tan guy with that loafer, it actually doesn't change color all that drastically. If they're white, they're going to end up being salmon. But if they're salmon, they become a little bit more bronzed.
Well done.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Itami surprising everybody by hitting the go to sleep on Austin Aries, reclaiming it, taking it back.
Would you say surprising everyone or delighting everyone?
I would say a little of both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Deprising.
Depressing.
It's a little bit too much like depressed. But surprising everybody, delighting everybody, and showing us that we have a new Hideo Itami. We have a renewed, refocused Hideo Itami.
I mean,
Pissed off, out for blood, Hideo Itami, so
It
everybody
was-
will watch out.
it was not the go to sleep though that ruptured Austin Aries'
was
eardrum.
that back
Let us
fist
make
and
that
then the
perfectly
kick.
clear.
No, it was not that. It, was the back fist.
It was. I think it was the kick because
Yeah.
the kick had that. Like it was louder than loud. It was absolutely. It was a perfect kick.
too snappy.
It worked. I think Austin Aries is gonna be having to reevaluate the way in which he approaches Hideo Itami in
think-
the future. Stay away from those feet.
I think next week we're probably going to find out that Austin Aries was the Rikishi in this situation.
He did it for KO.
Yeah. I did it for you, Joe.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
Well,
Like-
I think there's not really... This is the most logical explanation of why Hideo Itami would come out and specifically target Austin Aries, because the mystery is... who
Maybe
took-
there's a deeper reason. Maybe these two have a bit more history than even we can truly understand that goes beyond a parking lot brawl.
Who are we to fathom the desires and wants of... What's going on, Mark?
I know.
What's next?
I'm just paying attention.
mean,
I'm just
they-
paying attention.
These are gods we're speaking of.
American
and
gods.
how could we
And Japanese gods.
possibly- and Japanese. How can we, really
Dominican.
really dictate the workings of such great humans?
Well, hopefully we find out next week. Next week, there's a whole bunch of connecting threads from TakeOver that I don't think they can fit into an hour next week, but we really want them to. Our next match, the debuting Ember Moon versus Billy Kay, who got new music. Just when I was starting to dig it,
Boo to that new music.
wasn't a fan.
No, the old music was awesome.
I truly barely noticed. I'm like, music, different music. Okay, whatever.
This match was awesome because, like, Billy Kay finally laid into somebody, and it was way more hard hitting than we've ever seen Billy Kay before. And
I think somebody took her aside and said,
I'm
"Girlie,
sure.
you gotta turn it way the hell up."
Well, I think anybody in this situation, here's a competitor that has a lot of fire behind her, and you have
Fire in her eyes!
literal fire in her
Fire
eyes.
in her eyes, man!
And so you have an opportunity to not just be fed to that person. So you have to step it up. So I think Billy realized this and took it to that next gear. And we saw a lot from her, but we also saw much more from Ember Moon.
Ember Moon, flash, flare, sizzle, and steak.
she's the next big thing. She's on a fast track to meet up with Asuka, I think.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
Like, aside from her, who else do we have that's a little bit more positive? You know, we have a lot of people who are out for blood and out for domination. We've got Liv Morgan.
Carmella.
No.
Not anymore. Carmella's on
Oh,
SmackDown.
God, that's right.
Just made her heel turn last night.
Yeah.
What?
Who was
No! Oh!
against Nikki Bella.
It was really good.
No, what?
Yeah, it's really
Against
good.
Nikki Bella?
It's exactly
Beat her
what
up
she
twice.
needs on the main roster because she's been getting zero reaction.
Oh, shoot.
It'll
It was good.
it'll
No, it
get
was
there.
good. It was really
All
good.
right.
Yeah. Right now this works. It'll
Anyway,
get
yeah,
there.
so in NXT, we've got Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, who's been MIA somewhere.
Yeah.
We've got Nikki Glenn Cross.
Nikki Glenn Cross
She's,
just debuted.
I think
Mandy
she's
Rose.
going to be
Yeah,
a hot
well,
ticket.
Nikki and Ember Moon are going to be the big things
Yeah.
right now.
Yes, I
but
think they're
but
gonna
we've
be
also
two
just got we just got Daria, we just got Mandy Rose. You know,
But they're pretty cemented in the heel department, and after watching Asuka versus Bayley, I have to say it's hard to like Asuka. You can respect her, but it's just hard to like her.
Yeah, I don't think this was about liking Asuka this match, and we'll get to that one. But Ember Moon with what did she call her finisher on the indie circuit?
The O face.
The O face.
So this is a
Well,
better
that's
name.
definitely not it.
This is a better name.
Yeah. Well, what was it? What did they call it?
Moonshot.
The moonshot. Yes.
Moonshot.
So a diving
How about the moonshine? I'm down for some moonshine.
Well, you're always down for some moonshine.
Damn right.
The real stuff, not that store bought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
White lightning.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fire in an engine. There you go.
Toilet wine.
Toilet wine.
Not toilet wine.
Mad Dog 2020.
Well,
Wait a
I
minute.
like the night train myself.
M-Dog 20?
Yes.
Sorry, wasn't paying attention. Blacked out for a second. So a diving, like, second rope stunner. Top rope stunner.
Top rope.
Cutter.
Technically, it's a
Spinning.
It's like a cartwheel.
corkscrew.
It's like a cartwheel.
It's like the glitz flip into a stunner.
Yes, in a way. Like it's hard to really describe it. 'Cause she starts off straight, corkscrew
The
to the
Twisted
head,
Bliss.
passed all the way
Twisted
around
Bliss.
into a stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real test of physics.
Just looks cool. Let's
Yep.
just say it looks
And
Seemed to be impactful.
yeah, Billy,
Like really, bam, whoa.
Billy didn't seem to like
whoa.
that.
She,
because she lost.
she didn't get up after that.
No, Ember Moon wins in her debut. Awesome entrance. Dig the lighting, the whole unmasking, and the red eyes, dude.
A lot of flipping, a lot of very aerial, agile motion from her.
She's like
which-
yelled on episode 2.
Right, but I didn't know she's as tiny as she is until
Really?
I saw her next to Bayley. And I went, oh my. You're
she was
Well, because
like-
Billy's tall.
She's Alexa
and wears
Bliss.
heels.
She's Alexa Bliss size.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pocket-sized humans.
And the match after that, another debut, Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Second best entrance of the night.
Okay.
I mean, for some people, the best entrance of the weekend, but
Yeah, it was really,
really
good.
good.
Really
Really
good.
good.
Coming down from the heavens.
the best part of it was the turn.
Yeah, they're like,
Back.
oh, I didn't see you there.
Oh, was someone calling me glorious?
Oh, that's me.
They're playing my song.
But yes, wonderful entrance, and Cien Almas sporting a red hat this time instead of
pants.
a white hat and pants.
I like that. You're like, great entrance. Cien Almas, red hat.
That's really the only thing that
He
said. I was
comes
like,
out.
oh, he
kinda,
changed
kinda
colors.
smiling and
He's got new
everything's
entrance
real.
gear.
And this was exactly what I was afraid of. Everyone hated Cien Almas.
No, they tried. They tried to go, I just want to see Bobby Roode, but all of a sudden, Cien Almas made them laugh. And that is the way to an audience's heart if you really just make them laugh. And Cien
Make 'em
did
laugh.
such a
Make 'em
great
laugh.
job of catching
weren't
Bobby
alone.
Roode off guard by just being so casual and nonchalant. When he should have been, on the ropes, or at least angry, he was as cool as he could be, which just heated Bobby Roode up and made him trip up. It was perfect.
Yeah, this was a fun match. I think another case of if people weren't thinking that Almas was delivering these past couple of weeks, which I don't believe in.
But there have been comments.
There have
from
been,
some viewers of our program.
Not from us, but from viewers of the
No.
program, and I think this feud should continue because this is a good pairing between the two of them. Roode brought out the best in Almas. It wasn't good enough, but I think this was a little bit better than Ty Dillinger made Andrade come out of his shell a little bit more.
Right. He had moments where he had to be genuine and smile. And it's incredibly hard to be that genuine in a moment of complete and utter chaos where you have to be running and you have to be thinking to yourself, I have got to kick this man in the face as hard as I can. Sometimes the easiest way to get into that position is by just throwing them off guard and allowing them to take the misstep that's going to lead to their demise.
Yeah, that makes sense. What did you feel about the match? What was it like in that glorious crowd?
From where I was sitting, it sounded like everyone was for Roode and against Almas.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode needs a new finisher as soon as possible.
I was going to mention that. Did the abdominal stretch
Abominable.
bomb, abominable stretch bomb, not work for anybody else?
But while we're talking about Almas, WWE and NXT really needs to learn the lesson they should have learned with Apollo Crews. we need a reason to care about people. It's not just enough that they're talented,
That they're good,
and that they're happy to be there. It has to be. We have to have a reason for them to care. They need to have a story and stakes. And
I think he's kind of got a ladies' man thing going on as it is. I
we
say
don't know. We
continue
don't know.
that.
We haven't gotten a single like. All
But
we've gotten about his character.
he likes
is,
to
like,
lay on those two ropes
And
from
he's,
now and
he's
again.
just so cool and handsome, and you either hate him or you respect him and
Well,
want to be him.
we tried the mysterious stranger thing,
No,
and we're still waiting on that man to return. And we hope the best for him because he's a good competitor. No, like
No,
it's like
yeah.
wow, it's unfortunate that we want a reason to care about him. Like him or hate him, we talk about Elias Sampson a lot, and the crowds are sure very clear on how they feel about him. So either way, we're talking about him. With Cien Almas, it's a thing where, oh yeah, he's fun.
Right.
It's like he's the how's the weather been wrestler.
Good.
Which
Good.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's doing okay.
I've liked it. Yeah.
But you're not going out of your way.
No.
You're not going out of your way to see him do his thing. Not yet. You need motivation.
So hopefully we get that him and Bobby working together.
Bobby!
Bobby! Them working together as
Dang it, Bobby.
as enemies on the side of the ring could bring something additional out of CN.
Dang it, Bobby! You're in there practicing your glorious bomb again.
Just hear it muffled. So we were talking about the glorious bomb. What should we have instead of the abdominal stretch bomb?
So the pump handle bomb.
Yeah.
Taylor, you could do a version
Did you say
of
Taglione?
Taglione
Taglione.
does a great version of this.
Just spear her into...
Yeah. No, you could really make it into a bomb. I wouldn't say that was enough of a bomb. It wasn't high impact enough. But you can do an abdominal stretch bomb.
Yeah.
That's very doable. And
You know what?
it has the right effect if you're able to pop them out hard enough and then push them down with a dominant hand.
You know what I think would be good for Roode actually is a sit out gut wrench power bomb.
Okay. Yeah, nobody does.
Looks
really a
cooler.
gut
It
wrench.
takes strength. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like there's so many variations of the power bomb in WWE right now. Like Reigns is doing the sit out splash mountain.
Yeah.
Right.
Sammy and Cena both do the Blue Thunder bomb. So I think like a gut wrench sit out power bomb would be really cool.
Something different. I've been thinking you can go basic. You can just JBL, power him up, do the glorious pose, and hit him down heavy.
Maybe.
Well, if it's cool that Coda's doing it, but if Coda and Undertaker were both a thing, I'd give him the last ride.
Yes, I would agree with that.
What
as
is
well.
it about this finish that you guys don't like?
I think honestly, it's because it's a. When we last saw this used as a finisher, it was Road Dogg and Test doing it. It was the era when everyone had either a pump handle or a power bomb, and sometimes people had both things. Like it's from that era when like everyone was doing the thing, and then like for a while everything was the power bomb, and then for a while everything was a flatliner, and then like you know like
Sure.
it was that transition.
Yeah.
So like when especially in NXT where so many people are doing so many crazy things and huge things, and even like the simple things like the Kinshasa and the Coquina clutch look just devastating. It just was really anticlimactic because it
Anticlimactic.
felt, especially in that match, it felt like both guys hit a lot bigger things in that match.
Yeah.
Well,
I
then-
agree
It might
with
have
you
just
on
been
that.
execution.
Maybe it's not the finish that needs to
Right.
change. Maybe it's
Structure.
the
Lead up.
build. It's how you do everything else around it. Because anything could be a finish. A fart in the face can be a finish if you build it right.
Yeah. But especially after the running knees to the face, which is super high impact, and then just
Yes,
Yeah.
Glorious.
knees to the face.
it's glorious.
But
and then also the name too,
You
like
have to admit, in slow motion, watching Cien hit the ground off of that move, it looked devastating.
I'll have to watch it
Wrestling
again.
In
is
slow
way more
motion?
devastating.
I'll have to
in
watch it
slow
again.
motion.
In the arena, it was very deflating. Like people were like, "Oh,
we get to sing the song again.
right, hooray! Everything's all right."
Yeah, everything's all right. Well, you know what else is all right? Football. And we know.
No.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And that's a finish you can
Holy.
bet on, Mark.
Thanks, Bill. So let's talk about our friends DraftKings who are bringing us this episode. Thank you to our friends at DraftKings. We want to tell you a little bit about Football season coming back. Football is your passion. We know that. You know all the players and teams, their strengths and weaknesses. Now put that knowledge to the test and play for your shot at the $1 million top prize at DraftKings.com.
$1 million?
It's just part, Bill, of the $5 million in total prizes.
$5 million?
Yeah, $5 million in total prizes.
That's so many smackaroos.
That's a lot, and it's just in their first week. So
First week?
Just in week... Yes, in week 1, they're doing a contest. It's to reiterate that DraftKings is the destination for one-wing fantasy football. There's no season-long commitments, so you play whenever you want with the players that you want. You just pick your contest, draft your players, and follow your team live. Renew old rivalries by challenging friends and family in a private league to prove you're the superior GM, or join an existing league and go head-to-head with friends, coworkers, and fantasy players from all across the country. I mean... I as much of a football fan as I can be, DraftKings helped me be a bigger one.
Oh my god!
Not even exaggerating. I really like the player control that it gives. So
DraftKings makes you bigger.
Yes.
Does it make you harder?
Of a player, yes.
Wow.
To support
You can
the
go
rest of
harder
my team.
against your friends with DraftKings?
And your
course.
family. Don't forget your family.
And your family,
Oh,
yes.
I go hard on my family all the
yeah,
time. If I
But
had
does
any.
DraftKings allow me to go hard all day, all night?
Yes, very much, and we'll get to them in a moment. So we want you to hurry to DraftKings.com right now to choose your players, and you could seriously get some cash in just week 1. So use code BUZZ and play for free with your first deposit. That's code BUZZ to play for free for your share of $5 million in total prizes in the week 1 contest.
It's a lot of clams.
A lot of clams.
It's a game of skill.
If we were back in the Flintstones era, that would be a lot of clams. So that's only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com, code BUZZ. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See website for details. Thanks to our friends at DraftKings for bringing us this episode and being our sponsor. We thoroughly appreciate them as a sponsor.
DraftKings.
DraftKings.com.
DraftKings.
They're not the draft princes.
No, they're the kings. But speaking of going hard all
Speaking
day...
of two princes.
Speaking of going hard all day and all night, let's talk about this tag team championship match
My God.
between the
Good
Revival and Gargano and
We could
Ciampa.
spend an episode on this alone.
Such a
Now,
good match.
what do you guys think of DIY as the name for Gargano and Ciampa?
I don't like it because they're a tag team called Do It Yourself.
Yeah, don't need to tag your partner.
I think
I
they're-
do like that Ciampa stayed up all night making them shirts though. Like, buddy, I made you. Buddy,
That
look
is,
what
that's
I
a
made us
big
matching
friendship
bracelets.
move, man. That's a
Friendship
hey,
shirts?
hey, mine says best and yours says friends. It's cool. Oh my god, that's so great.
You have one half of a
That's
heart,
like a
and
Johnny
I have the
Gargano
other half.
impression. That's really spot on.
Thank you. I've known him personally.
Johnny Football. I'm Johnny Wrestling. Coming knock on the door.
So, without spoiling the rest of the card, I thought this was the match of the night. This
Yes, of course.
This was wall to wall, a tag team spectacle, and sort of, I think, didn't make the rest of the tag team division in the company look bad.
No.
But it definitely gave them something
it
to
made
shoot
the
for.
Tag team division look great because this is what you have to step up to if you want to win the title.
Exactly. All you need are two solid teams. Stop with this four-way dancing goofery.
Oh, the 12-man tag.
Oh my god, I would rather eat dirt than watch another schmoz like that. This is high drama. This is as dramatic as wrestling could be. Being able to bring people so close to something that they want, and then the Revival being able to pull it away.
And the Revival
so
didn't
precisely.
cheat. They didn't cheat.
No.
They just used their knowledge and their
And positioning.
machinations,
They understand
their
how to
chicanery.
use
Their
the
chicanery.
ring. Chicanery of the highest caliber.
Yeah.
My God.
We see you, Graves. But yeah, I can't even begin. Like you said, we could do an entire show on this match. Were there any single highlights that, I mean, all of the fake finishes?
Foot on the ropes. Foot on the
The
ropes.
foot on the ropes was so good.
So perfect.
So at this point with Dash and Dawson, it's like, okay, I know one of them is at the side of the ring. What's gonna happen? Like, only a few things could have happened. He could have hit the ref. He could have hit Gargano. He could have put the foot on the rope, grab on the rope, pulled him out. Like, a variety of different things. And you're just like, I anything can be beyond exciting, and that's what the Revival has brought to the tag team division and maintained. Not to say that any of their opponents haven't been great too, but them and American Alpha, I didn't think anybody could top their match at Dallas.
But it's just all about being able to take away from the audience.
Yeah.
You have to be able to pull something away that they want. What do they want? They want to see Ciampa and Gargano get in and kind of hit hard and fly around a little bit.
Yeah.
Knowing that, it gives you the ability to go, how do we stop that from happening? How do we get as close to giving the fans what they want that we get to pull it all the way
called
back?
edging.
It's amazing.
We got a couple
When
of
it's
edgelords
done
here.
Right? Oh my god! Because the fans bought it. Yeah. They thought that DIY had done it, but no. And Dawson's over there looking as cash as possible. No, it was two. It was two, man.
The biggest jerk.
Also, I appreciated that like everyone in the arena, everyone watching at home was expecting Ciampa to turn on Gargano after the match.
Yeah.
Nope.
Good. Even better.
Why? Why would you? Why?
Well,
because he embarrassed him at the CWC, and then Gargano was the one not getting it done.
The best way to bury an axe is in a third party's head.
You can take that. You can take that to the bank. No, we're first party. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no, you guys are all right.
But also for TV,
I won't murder you two.
No, other people.
For these two, they let the ending sort of go on TV. So like at the arena, it could make sense, but TV, it had them like halfway up the ramp until they went to commercial. So it was like, okay, you're dragging on the okay, all right, you're hammering it home that they're just still super buds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you wouldn't, from a backstage perspective, you wouldn't sell brand new shirts for a night.
No.
Though
They didn't sell the shirts.
Oh, they didn't sell the shirts?
And there's not on the shop right
Okay,
now.
good.
Really?
Even better.
Well, he really
Ciampa
did just
stayed
stay
up
up
It
all
was
night. and made
DIY.
it.
Hey, you got to know that screen printing when you're
It's a
coming
good-
up.
It's a good stencil.
It's a
I
good-
guess. Really quality stencil.
Oh no,
yeah.
it was all white out.
Oh,
Yeah,
ooh,
painted it
Since
all.
we might not cover this in the news and gossip, they did announce today that the Ready, Willing, and Gable towels are coming soon.
We will not talk about that because they're a SmackDown team. But yes, the Ready, Willing, and Gable
It's
towels
still
are coming
important
soon.
to NXT.
It's still real to me.
What is that? A hat?
This is
Yeah,
a hat.
hat.
It's Becky Lynch top hat. Only $20.
Whoa.
We'll some Shop Zone updates a little bit later in the show.
No,
Bill
no.
is taking the time during our show.
We don't have-
Go,
oh, no,
line
it's-
up for what
The
he's
Raleigh
gonna buy
towel is
next.
already on the shop. $4.99.
So go now, pick up your Ready, Willing, and Gable as former NXT Tag
$5.
Champions.
That's actually surprisingly cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
kinda
can make them
surprising.
pretty cheap.
Yeah. It won't mop up anything.
Oh.
No, it's just a holdout.
It's actually like the Raleigh towels you get like at like a playoff game where it's like, oh, this is basically tissue paper, but still.
So something that I found interesting is the Revival were interviewed after their match, and they said, we've proved it. There's nobody left that we have to prove it to. And they started calling out Gallows and Anderson. They started talking about all of the tag teams on the main roster. And they're above NXT at this point. Where do they go from this win?
God, it's a great question.
Sky's the limit.
Really? Sky.
I think they've got a rematch coming up against Ciampa and Gargano.
Okay.
Not.
think-
I don't...
What? Not immediate?
Not
Why
immediate.
would it be immediate?
Not immediate. I think Ciampa. Well, Dusty Classic.
Dusty
is
Classic
next.
is coming up.
It's if that's the case.
Dusty Classic is next. Whoever wins the Dusty Classic, I think, gets a shot at the Revival's tag titles.
Ciampa and
If
Gargano
it's not the Revival.
have a mountain to climb
Yes,
if they want
but-
to at least see those titles
Right.
again.
But I think if Ciampa and Gargano manage to win the Dusty Classic, that's a good proof. Like, okay, you've earned the shot because TM61 just lost to Authors of Pain.
In an amazing match that we'll talk about.
Revival's not going to take a match against the Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
So I think you need to transition the belts to Authors of Pain somehow.
Well, I think also, I think Revival should enter the Dusty Classic because this.
No, they will.
They
will.
I think they'll.
Because they want to prove that they are the best team in the
Take
world.
it. I think that they'll take the entirety
That
of
would
the
be
Dusty
awesome.
Classic so that they are truly the most decorated tag team in NXT history.
That would
Right
be-
now they are because they're the only two-time champs, but that would cement them.
That they would have
as
won everything there is to win.
everything that there could be won as a tag
Then
team.
do they retire?
They go up. They go hard and up.
They
They're
even,
up
They don't
and
even
hard.
go up on their back.
They're at
No.
12 o'clock.
Yeah, they're 12 o'clock constantly.
Rigid.
Yeah. I believe the word you're looking for is turgid.
Tumescent.
What? Both.
There you go. Why not both? Speaking of both, and I wish it could have been both, Asuka versus Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. There was no escaping it. Somebody was going to get hurt. There was going to be an upset. And this was crazy. This was nuts.
I wasn't sure where this match was going to go, but it was positive to me from the get-go that it wasn't going to be civil. Nothing about this was going to be like, okay, let's just have a match. This got, really personal. I wasn't even ready for that. It was so personal for Bayley that she just forwent any possible actual wrestling aspects to just go, let's just do it. Let's just friggin' go.
Well, Bayley reminded me a lot of her rematch with Nia Jax, to where she only sort of prepared for the thing that she lost to.
Yeah.
And she surpassed it, but then she got knocked out the other way that Asuka knocks people out, by being kicked in the head.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite work out for her. Everybody waited for the shot from Izzy. It was awesome that Becky and Sasha were ringside. That was super cool. And did you know the headband that Bayley was wearing was inspired by Sasha's ring gear from last year?
It was made out of.
It was made out of it. Okay.
Yeah. I
Even
don't know
better.
why though.
Because it's her trophy.
No, why was did she win her clothes along with the belt?
Sure.
Was that in a
She's like,
stipulation?
just
The
call-
weatherman is dead.
Yeah.
It's strength be in me. What a weird pull, and yet I follow.
It's like my favorite thing of all time.
It's so good. Oh, the power's back on. If anybody gets that, you're a listener for life. You better be. But I don't even know where I was going with that. But
We're all very tired.
Yeah.
thanks, Bill. Speaking of which,
That's
but
fatigue you can bet on.
thanks, Bill. Just call Makazi. He probably had a bunch of extra.
Oh, yeah.
Call McCausey.
Oh, it might have been just extra material.
Yeah.
It might not even have been a hunk of her ring gear.
No.
It might have been extra material.
That's our boy.
Just Bayley went into her bag and she's like, snip, snip, snip. She is a weirdo fan, you know. She's
Yeah. She's my friend. I'm gonna.
She got like that.
And we're back at
Mickey
SNL.
James thing going on.
None of that. Beyond hard hitting.
someone wanted to remind you that Asuka hit Bayley with a shining wizard.
A shining wizard. We got tweeted over the weekend that they couldn't take the shining wizard seriously because of us. So I'm pretty sure we did our job.
That's not our fault. There's someone else to blame for this.
Oh, there's a really good Ronaldo line.
No, there wasn't.
You know, there was.
Oh my, he was so horrible.
No,
on
but there's
SmackDown last night.
but there's a really good one where it's
Dude.
like with a defense as flimsy as Ryan Lochte's sense of truth, or like something like that. That was just like, wow, that was
Dude,
great.
when Nikki Bella came out last night, he said, there hasn't been a comeback like this since Lazarus. And I was like, no.
I didn't know Nikki Bella died.
Yeah.
His overstate.
She was dead. She was dead, David.
His
She was dead and got
overstating
better.
Is so fantastic.
It's
no
refreshing.
one does it like that anymore.
refreshing.
He's a complete throwback.
But if you want to hear more about SmackDown, make sure to watch our SmackDown Live after show every Tuesday, including last
Talking
night.
smack.
No, not that one. Not the one where Miz goes crazy
We
on
see
Daniel Bryan.
you. We see you.
You know, you see us too. Any other
Smocking tack.
Smocking Tack coming soon to the AfterBuzz TV network.
About painting pots.
Any other notes? Live notes from Bayley and Asuka.
Great match, emotional. Everyone loved it.
I mean, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't clean. It was truly just gnarly because even Bayley's strikes didn't even look that great, but she was sending them in as hard as she possibly could.
Does anybody think that this match should be compared to Sasha Bayley from last year?
No.
Only because
No.
only because of the setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only possible reason.
And people
That's
kept saying-
Completely different.
Yeah, completely different type of match, completely different story. But
And that was the apex of it could be compared in the sense of that last year Brooklyn 1 was the apex of Bayley's career and the end of the most significant portion of Bayley's NXT story, and this was the denouement. This was the end of
Very nice.
This is the end of Bayley's story in NXT.
It's a good point.
It's like when Return of the King ends, but then there's still like 40 minutes left in the movie, and then like people are jumping up and down on a bed in slow motion. And you're like, what is happening? Is this a fever dream?
essentially.
I die?
Yes.
No, you were put on a boat and sent into light. Goodness gracious. So they loved each other.
They did. It's so beautiful. Just like Becky
OTP.
and Sasha and Bayley.
Yeah.
They do.
And
They
Charlotte,
sail
who
away
was
on the
sitting
boat together. Yeah.
separately from them, but still
Except
wanted to
for
watch.
not Asuka. Asuka loves nobody and is totally happy being.
So I didn't
Asuka
see
doesn't love Chunk?
So when Bayley hugged them, huge cheer from the crowd. I didn't see, because I couldn't see Charlotte from where I was.
Okay.
But I could see her mom. So she went and hugged someone, huge boos.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, this crowd has no chill. They hate Izzy. And then she hugged her mom, and everyone was like, yay. And then I was like, oh, that's Izzy. Never mind.
It was there was Bayley mouthed, and you can see it on camera. She said, "I had to do it, had to do it," and then walked off. Backstage, while giving an interview, Ember Moon came up and said that the whole reason she's there is because she wanted to be like Bayley. Is she positioning for the top spot in NXT?
Yes.
Cool. Anyway,
Who isn't?
I wish Ember would have gone like, I wish I could stay and talk longer if only it weren't a full moo.
that's right. She's a werewolf vampire.
Yes.
Our main event.
Roger. Go on.
Very good. Our main event of the evening was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. We got an awesome violin performance, which I would never thought I would say, from a WWE event from Lee England Jr., which was beautiful and captivating and everything. Awesome.
We are highfalutin over here.
Yeah.
This is the NXT after show.
Just get my...
Look at us. Pinky out, fellas.
What did you call me?
Fellas.
Okay.
Fellas.
Fellas.
So the thing that we
You having a stroke?
slowly, and then next week it'll be the greatest comeback since Lazarus.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And we're going to a completely different sportscaster. Yes!
Moro totally reminds me of Norm Macdonald's impression of Marv Albert.
Yep.
Yes, and butts.
I think, so something that we were all kind of talking about
Yes!
About this match was that it wasn't sort of at the pace that we were expecting. I think it was because Joe was trying to keep Nakamura from gaining any sort of an advantage.
He seemed so cool. Like going into this, he was absolutely a madman. He was ready to pull off his own arm if only to beat Nakamura to death with it. But in this match, he was so cool, so calm. Like, I don't understand all this buildup to Joe being this absolute friggin' destructive monster on a rampage through Tokyo type stuff, boiled down to he's just gonna put a hold on a guy. Like, okay, how much control did that take?
He was being smart.
But it's not the Joe I was expecting. I was expecting stupid, impulsive, running headlong into something that did not even work. I was expecting him to make mistakes, to totally get taken by Nakamura's sense of play and artistry, and just totally fumble and flounder, but somehow get the win, which none of that happened.
Well, it's because he heard you last week. He watches our after show, and he's like, I gotta catch Nakamura and wear him down with holds.
We are giving this away for free.
I mean, that's part of the, again, thank you, DraftKings. But yeah, that's part of the fun of being on a podcast is you never know who's listening.
This is fun!
Is it?
No!
Well,
this is hard work.
Very
Fun
good.
for me.
And we get paid ample amounts for it.
Do we go hard?
We go so hard.
And that's my new ringtone. Bill, what was the energy in the arena for that?
It was great. That entrance got everybody really fired up, and everyone was really super into Nakamura. They really wanted to see him win the title. As I said, I haven't watched this match back yet. In the arena, I absolutely loved this match, but I can see how maybe it wasn't as exciting to watch on TV, or maybe didn't live up to expectations. But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a very fun match, very enjoyable. My wife saw Shinsuke Nakamura for the first time. Was like, oh, he's weird. I like him.
That's true.
And he got a lot of his style in, which I think was very important for him to show that he wasn't shaken by everything that Joe was throwing at him. But this also showed Joe. I mean, we all already know this, but I think it cemented even further that Joe is a master of the transition. His ground game is nigh unbeatable.
Yeah.
And I was just
His speed.
entranced by it.
For his size, his speed is truly second to none. When he took out Nakamura's legs from the standing position, it was amazing to watch. Because he just went from complete standing and just shot and took out Nakamura's legs from right under him. That was like, holy crap!
Nakamura was in pain. That dude was wailing.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. That's my leg you have there.
Kodiak Bear is right, my God.
I didn't say anything about Kodiak
Well,
Bear.
I know, but that's what Graves always says.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
got paws like a Kodiak Bear.
That's good Graves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
him.
right.
We'll call him after the
Yeah.
show.
Maybe we'll get a drink.
Maybe.
Maybe.
How about that? So Nakamura ends up dislocating Samoa Joe's jaw with the Kinshasas.
I think it was the second one that
I'm pretty sure it was the second one
because
too.
even Joe had time to try and strap his jaw back to his face before getting knocked out.
Yeah, because he said he tweeted on Monday it was dislocated but quickly relocated, and he was just waiting to be cleared, which we haven't heard a report on whether he has been cleared. But I figure for something like that, it may not.
The wording is so great. It makes me think of he was like, oh no.
And I'm back. And we Skeletor.
Maybe he's gonna get a steel jaw.
Starscream. Starscream's yelling at Starscream. It's how he psychs himself up in the morning, in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'll get you, Starscream, one of these days.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get that big promotion to Megatron.
He's his own Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
Make Starscream great again.
Starscream great again.
And we heard a report that we're going to be hearing from Nakamura next week. He's probably going to start the show, and we'll see how the NXT Championship division looks moving towards if they keep respect. As
Oh,
what the
we'll
name is gonna be.
see.
We will. And you know,
I mean, there's gotta be a rematch.
and you know what else we saw? 2 matches from before TakeOver went on the air. We saw Ty Dillinger versus Wesley Blake, which
Oh God, we still have 2 matches.
yeah, we do, and
Well,
we're gonna
it's gonna
go
be
pretty
fast.
quick.
Yeah.
Despite the chance of Blake's a 0, Wesley Blake seemed like he was trying to take full advantage of the shot against the Perfect 10, and he hit a huge thumb to the eye, which kept him in control for most of the match until the crowd went from a 10 to an 11, and I wrote that line before Corey Graves said it.
You bastard.
And that's our one. He came
That's
back.
a 1?
That's a 1.
Oh, boo.
It's a 1, so let's keep it there. Ty Dillinger came back with a huge striking combo, big stomp to the head,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a tiebreaker, which got him the win. What did you guys feel about this match?
I didn't know Wesley Blake was going to be like the heel, but he was completely healing out in there.
He was great.
He just grabbed that headlock and just sucking up those boos. He just loved it. Yeah. Yeah.
and
you guys
what-
hate his headlock. Yeah.
And once again, his big standout move is just that big beefy clothesline.
Yeah,
He's a beefy cat.
he's a big beefy guy.
Oh, yeah.
Full beef.
Oh, yeah.
What do should we keep the theme or get him a new theme?
I
All right.
think, no, it's like a signature at
Yeah,
this
we
point.
just need time to get used to
Who
it.
is
Yeah.
that? Who has a piano solo? Well, that's Wesley Blake.
If we just cut off the top and start it like when it starts, then I think people can get a little bit more into it. But at the same time, as a bad guy, they can be like, enough time to hear the groans of the
And
crowd.
that's exactly what they did. As soon as they heard, they went, oh,
Boo! Yeah.
Well, we saw his name on the screen before we saw him, and everyone was very bummed out.
hey, you can't be bummed out about this match. It was a damn good match.
But not nearly as good as the next match we saw.
TM61 versus the Authors of Pain,
Holy
which
Lord.
was, as JR would put it, a very good match.
When I
it
was
was
watching
very
this match,
hard hitting.
watching this match, I was so blown away, and I kept like tweeting like, "You guys cannot wait to see this match! Like, it's so good!" And they beat the piss out of each other. It's
Yes.
just
those
fantastic.
Mossy boys, they can bring
Like
it.
this was, I
Tell
would
you
say, honestly, like even though it aired tonight, I would say like this was probably like the 3rd best match of the weekend.
Wow.
That's pretty.
That's a
wild.
lot. So
saw a
behind,
lot of wrestling.
and I'm going to guess, behind the NXT Tag Team Division title match and Styles Cena.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing. It's a huge list to be a part of.
Balor Rollins was super good, but
Really
the
good.
Stupid
Crowd ruined it.
Crowd.
Crowd ruined it.
Crowds are awful.
Yeah.
Crowds are pretty awful.
Wrestling
Man.
would be so good if it weren't for all the fans.
Yeah,
Right?
I know, right?
No, we love
Just
our
wrestling
fans.
in a
We love
vacuum.
our fans,
Yes.
obviously.
There are certain fans here and there that need a good lesson, and that's what we're here for.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
it was
Here's the lesson. enjoy the wrestling.
Yeah, it's fun.
Quit taking it
Have
so
fun.
damn
Quit,
seriously.
quit going to live wrestling just to complain about the entire thing.
Yeah, go and have fun.
You paid money
Brooklyn,
for it.
Chicago.
You paid money for it. Just try
Brooklyn,
and
Chicago.
enjoy it.
Like, I'm trying to pick the worst crowds.
Well,
Brooklyn, Chicago.
Let's everybody
Brooklyn,
let's
Chicago.
let's have some fun. That's what No Way
Brooklyn,
Jose is here
Chicago.
for. That's what No Way Jose is here for. That's what
They seem
Bayley
to
is
like
here
him.
for. We got a lot of folks that are here to have fun. But ultimately, this I think proved that TM61 is not afraid of the Authors of Pain. This is the
No
first
way.
real defined American Alpha didn't fare very well against them. TM61 so far is the best team to fare against this.
Well,
these guys.
this is really the proving ground match for both of these teams. Like, even though TM61 wrestled the champs, this was their showcase match to really be like, here's what we can do, here's what we're all about.
And I think it shows a good how well the future of the tag team division is going to be. Even though Revival early in the show was like, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Now, the tag team division, like, even though the NXT lost a few tag team division's still so stacked, like, so much less of a transitionary phase than the women's division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been consistent.
Yeah.
I think mostly to the Revival, but even not to say that the other teams that are coming up aren't as great. So yeah, this was a fantastic match. Absolutely amazing match. Great way to end the pre-show of NXT
The
TakeOver.
pre-show?
Yes.
It's a pre-show!
Very good. So before we go, we have a little bit of news and gossip that we're going to talk about.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So first, there was a teaser that was played during the show for a Sanity.
Lynn Sanity.
Lynn Sanity.
Lynn's what?
Are we getting Jerry Lynn back? I thought he retired.
No.
Jeremy Lynn.
Oh, okay. No, I stayed in
Brooklyn.
wrestling.
You, in your eyes, just say you said there's a difference.
No, I do know Jeremy Lynn. Yes.
You're thinking
but,
of Jerry Flynn.
No,
I'm thinking of Larry Flynn.
I was thinking of Jerry Lynn. Like, what's going on?
Jerry Lynn.
Yeah. So who do we think?
Larry Flynn.
Who do we think Sanity is?
The Conquistadors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
returning.
they're back.
We're gonna get the Shining Stars back as Sanity.
Yep.
It's going to be some guy named Rob Sanity.
Rob Sanity, tag team with Rob Risen.
Yes.
I think maybe this could be a new singles. To be honest, it's so vague.
It's like it gave us little information as humanly possible.
Yeah, I don't know, and it depends.
Bunch of chaos.
There are a couple of signings recently. We don't know how quick that transition is going to be for any of the people that are rumored to have been signed. So, yeah. Thank you, Hobo. I thoroughly appreciate that.
I am articulate as a professional.
Sounds about right. Another piece of news, we've talked about it before, the WWE Boom comic line, known as
Boom
WWE Then, Now, Forever. They announced today, I thought you were going to go into Apollo Crease.
Yes.
So there's going to be the first issue. There you are. The first issue is going to feature the story of the Shield. It's going to have all of the one-page comics that they released at Comic-Con, which we're going to be giving away. Remember,
We're giving them away.
we're giving one of them away. Remember, we had the secret pouch that I didn't bring in because we were running late. But yes, it's going to be the story of the Shield. It's going to be a 20-page story titled The Breaking of the Shield, and it's going to reveal the backstory behind Rollins' betrayal of his brothers at the urgings of Triple H and the
cool.
Authority.
And we're seeing this
That
sweet
bastard.
three-part cover here.
Yeah, so
Looks very J. Scott Campbell-y.
there's going to be three different covers, three special covers available, one with Rollins, one with Reigns, one with Ambrose, and then the regular cover that's going to have all three as well as Triple H on the cover, which they haven't released, but it looks really cool. Yeah, so stay tuned to that. We're going to have more from Boom coming soon. It's going to be a big year for WWE fans who may not necessarily just want to watch wrestling on the WWE Network. Maybe they want to get stuff in loot crates. Maybe they want to get stuff in
They want to
comic
get
book
stuffed
stores.
into a loot crate.
That's as big. It
a
could be
very
bigger
specific
boxes.
fetish.
It's very, very specific. But yes, that'll do it for the news and gossip for us tonight. Any final thoughts on TakeOver and where NXT is going next?
Future's very bright. Very good takeover once again.
MVP of TakeOver. I'll add that to the whole thing too.
Oh,
Or
damn it.
MVPs if you want it to be a tag team.
Yeah, I would say everyone in the tag team match. If not one of those people, then No Way Jose.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, no, Jose definitely brought it. Yeah, I'll go with Revival. Honestly, Revival is all the talk that they talk, they walk it as well. So for that, you gotta give them respect. Like, you don't have to like them, but you do have to respect them.
I gotta say that too. I gotta go with the Revival.
Yeah.
And final thoughts as well, Hobo, where NXT is going.
It's really it's kind of up in the air right now. I'm not sure, but I'm feeling better now after watching this takeover about the direction it's heading in. I feel that it's from the last set of television tapings. Between these two sets of takeovers, we were kind of like, we don't know where this is going, especially because of the drafts and the splits and all
So
of
many
that.
call-ups and so many
Too
things
much.
around.
It's been a lot of up and down, but I feel after hitting this milestone back to Brooklyn that the state of NXT is strong and that we have nothing but positive things to look forward to.
I agree. Back to Brooklyn was a back to basics. We saw the reestablishing of the tag team division on several fronts. We've got the women's division is in beyond good hands from what we saw last week and this week. Ember Moon is poised to be the top good guy now that Bayley has gone to Raw. And
At least for now.
at least for now.
She's top. I'd say she's not the top good guy. She's not had that much time to establish what side of the equation she's on.
And I would say neither of the other ones aside from being put in that match, and they could have turned on
I
a
would
dime.
say that she's top to fight Asuka because of her style. She might actually be able to dodge the kicks and various holds that Asuka puts on
and
that
throw
are
her off,
very
etc. But I totally agree. NXT has a continuously bright future ahead of it, and the division is only going to be getting better and better. I would say thanks to the draft getting some folks out, we've got a lot of great debuts, and we have wonderful, wonderful wrestling to talk about, and we will talk about that with you next week. So, until next week, gentlemen, where can the folks find you on the social medias?
You can find me on Twitter at Sundown Motel. Check out all of our stuff at withspandex.com. Tomorrow we've got interviews going up that I did over the weekend with Brock Lesnar. We got an interview with Goldberg. We got an interview with Drew Galloway that's going up. We also have the story of myself and our guest last week, Brandon Stroud, winning the Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship.
That's right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's one of the highlights of my life, honestly. And so we got a lot of really cool stuff going up tomorrow, including go check out uprocks.com/sports today, because on Saturday we are having the world's largest Taco Bell eating contest, and I hope you will both
that's right.
participate. It's the Dolo Throwdo 16. Go search for it. Go check it out and
Do you
participate.
have to buy the Taco Bell yourself?
Well, you can probably steal it out of the dumpster.
Okay, that counts.
Yeah, if
As long as you can see the
if
packaging.
they're intact, if they're whole tacos.
Do you know how hard it is to keep a taco whole
Even
under
when you buy it.
pressure?
Well, no, like if you can prove that all the pieces are there.
I have to reassemble a broken taco shell? Why
Just
don't
do
you
your
just
best.
ask me to go to the moon?
Do your best.
Why don't you go to the moon?
Try your best.
I will go to the moon.
Try your
There you go.
I
best.
would rather go to the moon than assemble a broken taco shell.
Sounds about good. Hobo,
Thank you.
What have you got running this weekend?
This weekend, August 28th, I'm going to the Old Wrestling Extravaganza, where I'm in a six-man tag with Jervis Cottonbelly and Marion Fontaine.
Your
Sounds
snarl,
fantastic.
let's say.
And on that same card, the very first caged wrestling match
Ever?
ever.
Wow.
You do know this is a back in time thing.
Yes,
right?
I do.
Yes, we're traveling back in time.
Traveling back.
I hope the majority of the crowd does not faint out of sheer brutality.
I imagine that they will. There may be a bear. I don't know. There was a bear last year. There's a whole freaking bear.
An entire bear.
You can see how they
Not
reassemble
just
it out
like
of
the
the
skin
dumpster.
stretched out in the rug, not just the head on a wall, a whole bear. And
got-
then this is at the Huron County Fairgrounds in Norwalk, Ohio.
So if you're in the Ohio area, make sure to check out the Hobo. If you want
Friends.
updates on that, where should they find you?
Find me at True Hobo and watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on Fight TV, the app. Download it, live it, digest it, then re-ingest it.
Sounds good.
Eat your own poop.
Human Centipede Fight TV.
What a transition. I'm the internet's Mark B. Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. We have a whole lot going on at the studio. We are doing our round 2 review of the Cruiserweight Classic Next week, I will not be joining you. I'm actually going away for the week.
Where are you going?
I'm going to my honeymoon.
Oh my
so
god!
It's,
Oh, look at
me.
you! I got a honeymoon.
Me.
Oh my god!
So yes, if you want to make sure everything, stay tuned to everything here at AfterBuzz TV. Follow us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Follow Ty Matthews. Follow all of these fine gentlemen. Also get our beautiful wares at nxteam.spreadshirt.com and follow me on Twitter at MarkBDonica. I did a whole bunch of stuff this week, and I talk about it a lot. So until next week, we will see you in Florida.
In hell!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.